Be late, but I'll be there.
Mark Marker.
Present.
Russell Reed.
Here.
Jimmy Mingle.
Here.
Jim Bush.
Here.
Kevin George.
Here.
Clint Higgins.
Here.
Tony Neal.
Here.
Kevin Mooneyham.
Here.
Bob Stephen.
Here.
9 years and 1 half.
Okay, this was a special call, almost an emergency call meeting, because as everyone knows that they have, what we have been reading is that without a confirmed fire chief, a countywide fire chief in the county, our fire departments cannot operate. We cannot give them money. They cannot collect money under the auspices of their fire department. Now tonight, we are only going to discuss one thing, because that's what we called for. There'll be no other business. One thing, and that is to confirm a fire chief tonight. Now, Cynthia and I went over 20 years, again, this is the third time with me and Cynthia, looking to see if there was anything that showed that Faye Morris was a fire chief. There is none. It hadn't been confirmed. I did lay down in front of you from 1995 a confirmation that she is EMA. As the county executive said this morning on the radio show, that the EMA and the countywide fire department are two different entities. They need to be separate. So we are not going to even talk about the EMA tonight. However, we are going to talk about the fire chief. Mike?
Sir.
I need you to appoint a fire chief.
Okay. First of all, let me say that. There's no vacancies, and there's a big misunderstanding. Part of it was on the part of the state. Part of it was on part of some bad information that come from somewhere. In 1998, Mr. Dale Bush appointed Faye Morris as what's called the assistant to the commissioner, which is the fire chief for the county. And here's the certificates certain certificates to where she was appointed. Now, my understanding, she was appointed in 95, but I'm like Bob, I haven't found that yet.
We found in 1995, Mike, that she was EMA.
98, she was appointed fire chief.
We couldn't find it.
And so on Thursday morning, we looked up something said here the other night that the $50 fee to recognize the fire departments. Of course, the part that I was most worried about, the federal government provides $25,000 life insurance for any firefighter killed. I believe it's either the federal or state government. I'm pretty sure it's federal. So I called the state fire marshal's office, and they said we haven't sent that in since 2008. Well, and I said, well, here it is. It's we sent it in February of 2011. He said, I don't have that. I said, I also have a copy of the check. He said, we didn't get it. And I said, well, the back of the check says you deposited on March the 11th. So we have never been decertified. Faye has been considered the fire chief all along. And to be quite honest with you, there's no opening as of yet. Mr. Dennis Mulder sent her an email in 2010 saying that she was grandfathered in, and according to the assistant commissioner, anybody that was fire chief before 2006 is grandfathered in. So she, as of right now, she is still the fire chief, and there's no opening to the field, so I don't have a recommendation. And I'll be happy, I don't have copies here, but I'll be happy to send anybody a copy of all this. Also, I want to read a letter sent to me last Friday. Well, here's one sent September 28, 1998. It says, Dear Mr. Bush, please find enclosed a card and certificate appointing Faye George Morris as an assistant to the commissioner pursuant to TCA 68-17-108. Should Ms. Morris have any questions, please have her contact me, and that's by the assistant commissioner at the time, and I think Sunquist was governor then, W. Stewart Crine. And then here's a email sent to me. It says, "Dear Mr. Gannon, I have attached the new fire department recognition certificate for the Cannon County Volunteer Fire Department. As of this day, your department is covered under the guidelines of the Recognition Act. If you have any questions or need anything else, please don't hesitate to call." It's from Mr. Ricky Harris. So we've been certified all along. What happened was the state, before this administration come in, I think 2 years ago, issued a certificate saying, or a certification, I should say, saying that she was a fire chief for 12 months. They did the wrong, they give her the wrong certificate. Anybody before 06 is grandfathered in.
It said 203 here. It said the whole thing was changed in 2003.
But anybody, according to the assistant commissioner, and he was a fire chief in Gatlinburg before he became assistant commissioner under the Haslam administration, anybody that was appointed before 06 was grandfathered in. When they issued in 08 her certificate, or her recognition, they gave her the wrong certificate, is what he told me. And that's where the confusion was. So we have been covered. We've been the fire departments have been recognized. What worried me the other night, I thought, I was pretty sure we sent this $50 fee in for the recognition. But, you know, there's so much things goes through our office. I didn't want to speak up simply because, you know, I could be wrong. So then Thursday morning we looked, and sure enough, until February 28, 2011, we sent the check along with the certified recognition, and she's been certified. The fire departments have been certified all through this. This was a misunderstanding.
So this Ricky Harris that we were talking about last week here, that and we passed around the email from him. He was incorrect in that earlier in email, and now he's corrected it.
He's correct.
By email to you.
I called the Commissioner of Commerce and Insurance, and she put Mr. Gary West, I believe is his name. I know that's
Let's wait till he gets, unless you want to ask him a question.
Well,
Gary West.
I do have a question. What you sent out for the agenda for us was to appoint per the TCA 517-103. So I looked that up. And what you're talking about, Mike, doesn't have anything to do with 517-103.
There's no vacancy. You can't appoint to something.
No. It does. It says that the county fire chief shall be appointed by the county mayor, comma, subject to confirmation by the county legislative body or other governing body. And what that says is that this commission, or a commission, has to confirm a chief.
You can't appoint one. You can.
I know we can't appoint one. You have to appoint one.
I had the county attorney look at that very statute along with 2 other ones that the state fire marshal gave me. And he says that I have to appoint and you have to confirm.
Okay, right. And our problem, because when I read this, the only problem that we would have with the chief that has been in position is whether or not they were confirmed by the county commission.
Right.
And Bob and Cynthia have looked 3 times and they can't find where they were confirmed by the county commission.
I was told, I can't tell you this for sure, I was told she was appointed in 95. That's way before my time.
Well, she was
My point is, she's been recognized by the state since 98.
But did the state know that she was never confirmed by the commission?
I can't say
That is a point right there.
I guess this is a personal issue for me because it involves my family. If she is legal, she should be there. If she's not legal, then this commission has an obligation to the citizens of this county to approve her or not. And I guess what I'm asking you is, are you going to appoint her tonight and let us vote to approve her so that everything is right and legal? Or are we going to continue not being legal.
We're legal.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
She
No,
was
we're not.
never confirmed by the commission, Mike.
How can y'all prove it? She wasn't confirmed by the commission.
It's not in the minutes.
The state.
Well, when they got a whole list of things that ever, I don't know, I wasn't a commissioner back then either, but they got, every time you confirm the whole list of committees, as far along as I've been.
That's right, and
you're
she's
given a
not,
whole-
and she's not the fire chief on those listed
on
committees.
most committees. My other question is this: do you mean to tell me that the state said we didn't send them a $50 check, and you got the check and they canceled it and looked at both sides of it?
I sent them a
What?
copy of it.
They're not.
Look, the state only knows what they're told.
Why do we keep minutes?
Why
And if it's not in the minutes, it never happened.
Why did the state not have a record of that check? Us paying our bill.
They did, it was.
They did,
in
but
the
they didn't
proper
find it.
file.
Okay.
They found it later.
Why did they go from 2008 up until 2012, sending letters saying that you're not you're not certification, you're not in compliance, and then all of a sudden, one day, you call them, and they say, oops, we found it somewhere else. I don't understand how they can do that for 4 years and getting reports. I talked with Mr. Mulder today, and he was as nervous as a cat when I brought it up. And when I talked to him, he then started saying, well, I just take care of all their reports. I said, well, when you take care of the reports for Cannon County, where do you put them? Because that would have been with the file. You need to talk with Mr. Ricky Harris. I had already talked with Mr. Ricky Harris, and he's the one that said, we are not in compliance.
Oh, now it's-
But he would not call back today.
But all that is irrelevant.
It is irrelevant. See,
All of that's
what we're
irrelevant.
here for today is to confirm the fire chief. The county executive says there's no vacancy because there is a fire chief. I say there's not a fire chief, and we need to have one appointed so we can get in compliance with the state of Tennessee.
The state says we got a fire chief.
I've
don't
got the certificate here, you are in compliance.
I've seen that, Mike.
No, you
You
haven't.
are not
I
in
haven't
compliance.
shown it to you.
You are not in compliance on the fact that we, as a commission, and no other commission, has confirmed her as a fire chief.
State says we are, so that's all.
I saw that. That was from you. Well, you had talked to him.
That is from the commissioner of, Assistant Commissioner Gary West. We are confirmed that we've never been out of compliance, that you've been given somewhere some bad information. Just
Are you gonna appoint her tonight so we can confirm
We
it?
don't have.
Oh, okay, we need to find out what we can do to override this,
There's nothing you
because
can do
she
until
has
it's
not
made.
been in compliance.
And
She
I-
had not been appointed. Mike, you can sit down, please. I'm done. I'm going to go on with the
You can't
commission.
appoint anybody till I approve.
That's right, and we're going to try to figure out how we can convince you to
can't
do
it,
that.
But simply because of Mike Corley is our county attorney. He looks
just defund
at
it.
the law. Mike Corley says
Just
that-
have to defund it.
that if the state recognizes her, you've got a
Rescind
fire
her.
chief. Now,
You
if she
just have to
decides to
rescind her.
resign, or if I decide to remove her, then
All you
I'll
can
come
do is
back
just
to
rescind
name.
the
But as of
budget.
tonight,
You can't fund
I
it.
don't have a
It's
name
illegal.
because there's no vacancy there, nothing new.
I mean, that's all you can do.
Y'all got all the paperwork that is sent. You got all this paperwork that says that she has not been confirmed.
There's no paperwork that says she's not been confirmed.
We looked.
That's trying to prove a negative. And you can go to any court of law and you can't prove a negative. Just because you can't find it don't mean she's not been confirmed.
We cannot afford, the county cannot afford not to have this fire department
The
in
state says
compliance.
we got it.
There's
The
no
state's-
way we would have gotten a $200,000 grant to buy a fire truck without a fire chief
Why, of
confirmed
course.
and a fire department.
I know, I saw the certificate they got. I got one here from where they talked to you. They thank you for your interest in serving the state by having the chief of the Cannon County Volunteer Fire Department serve as assistant to the commissioner. Chief Fay Morse has been sent his certificate and ID card. Should you or Chief Morse have any questions, contact Assistant Commissioner Emmett Turner. Now, the certificate that was sent at that time specifically says that she had to take this course within a year.
But
Within a year, it went, she didn't take it.
it was the wrong certificate. They've got two. They've got one for new fire chiefs that were appointed after 2006. They've got one for fire chief, and that was their error. They gave her the wrong certificate. She was grandfathered in. That's what I tried.
Read this. The General Assembly enacted the Fire Department Recognition Act 2003 Public Chapter 312, now codified as TCA 68102-301 through 68102-307. This act became effective on July 1st, 2003. Today, no county, municipality, or organization, agency, or entity is allowed to operate a fire department in Tennessee unless it has been duly recognized by the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance, State Fire Marshal's Office. Fire departments in existence before July 1st, 2003 were required to file an application and receive approval by the State Fire Marshal's Office in order to continue to operate. Upon being recognized as a fire department, the State Fire Marshal issues a certificate of recognition to the department that is valid for a period of 3 years. Once recognized, fire department is classified as a career, volunteer, or combination. After July 1st, 2003, no new fire department may be established or recognized within Tennessee without the approval of the local elected governing body. Therefore, a volunteer fire department cannot be formed and operate in unincorporated areas of a county without the approval of the county legislative body. Unless the fire department has a certificate of recognition from the state fire marshal, it cannot solicit or receive money from any governmental source. Therefore, a county legislative body cannot appropriate funds to any fire department, county, city, or volunteer, unless the department has a valid and current certification of recognition. Prior to receiving an additional county fund, the fire department making the request should provide a copy of the certificate of recognition issued by the state fire marshal. Of course, it says too if you need any assistance. Now, the county executive saying that there is there's no place to put another fire chief, and we've been told in written letters by the state of Tennessee for months now and for years saying that we weren't. So how do we take care of this? First of all, I went through the books, and Cynthia's gone through the books, and we find no thing at all in them, and her name is mentioned as EMS on the committees. There's no chief. The only one that even came close to being something was where the head of the fire board was Grady George Jr. But no one has been certified by the legislative body of Cannon County to be chief of the county fire departments. Therefore, we're going to have to ask you, Mike, to withdraw all that and make an opening. So we want to appoint a fire chief.
Here's a copy of where she was approved with the state in '98.
I've seen it.
Okay.
It seems to me that she is Mike's opponent.
Here, no, Mike.
So let's just vote.
Then just vote
Let's just vote.
She
Yeah.
stays appointed until she quits or is fired, is what they told me. And there is the certification sent Friday for the fire department.
Well, first of all, I don't think any chief should be stay for a lifetime. He ought to be renewed every 3 years if he's done a good job.
Well, that's the legislature now. I didn't make those rules. That's just, I'm telling you what the rules say. And the state says she is certified, the fire department's certified. They do have their insurance. And
As long as nobody finds out that she's not been confirmed.
I haven't got the first letter to say that we weren't qualified or certified.
Sounds like to me we need a state attorney general's office opinion.
But we can't afford that with these people.
That paper right there is all you need.
Nobody wants to believe the paper, nobody wants to believe the county attorney. That's the next man that's to change.
If Ricky Harris says now that he was wrong the other night, the email was wrong, looks like to me we're in good shape.
We haven't
He
seen
can
any
make a
document.
mistake just like the one made a mistake about the check.
This was from Ricky Harris, program administrator. I have attached the new fire department recognition certificate.
Did you say this morning that the county commission was confused? They're thinking that the EMA and the county fire chief are the same entity. It's not. They need to be separated.
They need to be separated.
They need to be
Yeah,
separated.
and people need to realize that because some grants come in only for fire departments, some come in for not EMA, but Emergency Management Director. So the two, her Homeland Security will call it, the two are separate. And I didn't say, I don't know that I said the commission's confused, I said a lot of people get that confused. And I do want it separated. We're going to work on some ways to better separate it. But as of right now, we are certified with a certified fire chief, and there's nothing, until she quits, there's nothing I can do or you, because she's the fire chief.
Ms. Morris, you see the situation that we're in here. And what we have is evidence that shows that we aren't certified.
We don't have any evidence that shows
Mark,
that.
please. So I'm asking you, with this confusion, if you wanted to help the Canyon County Fire Department at all, would you consider resigning?
Sir, from what I understood, what you just read, that had I been appointed after 2003, yes, the commission would have had to okay it. But I was appointed before 2003 and before the law changed.
We see 1990, the only thing that is in the books of Canyon County Commission is 1995, where you were put as EMA director. Anyway, that wasn't, the question was, would you consider resigning? You're not? All right, I think we need to get into touch with someone that will give us an opinion on this. Attorney General will supply all the information that we need. And good luck, people. Be careful out there. Anything else?
They're certified by the state. Don't be scaring these volunteers.
I ain't scaring them. I'm letting them know what's going on, Mark.
Bob, you overreacted and you did a knee-jerk reaction to a problem that wasn't there.
I've got 8 people right here that had said they wanted this meeting called. All 8 commissioners, so it's not me overreacting.
Well, we've been certified from day one. I haven't gotten the first notification that we weren't certified. I don't know where that certification comes.
That's why we tried to say, that's what Kevin said to you and Jim Bush. They only know what the county has sent them. And evidently, we didn't send them saying that we did not approve.
If we send a $50 check and a certified recertification, it's their fault. They didn't know they had it. They cashed the check.
No, Mike. We have got to approve this person beforehand. We have been operating for years wrong.
We don't know that. We just haven't found it to miss. Maybe they
According to the TCA code, we're not legal.
You have standing.
No, if she was already in it before 2003, we are.
She
Hey,
is certified. Before 2000.
Might as well adjourn it, Bob.
Huh?
Adjourn it, let's go home.
Adjourn it, or either that, if you say this is Mike's one
Well, I
to
think it
approve
is.
that.
You can't say it's Mike's appointment. She's been there since '95. She's in.
We can fire.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank
He
you.
did say we can
I
fire.
will contact the Attorney General. Or I'll
said you couldn't
I'll
be.
contact
No, he said we could.
the DA on
Didn't
this.
he?
Oh, you have to ask it.
He said we could fire her.
You don't have a problem breaking the state law. Woo, I got to pee. I didn't need your pen tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I had plenty.
Did we adjourn?